this week for the conference championships games that we saw last week in the NFL, amongst some other things. And then we'll get into what we think we may see in the Super Bowl. So, first things first, fellas. I'm going to start with the big game first, man. Rams, Seahawks. That was a great game. 27 for the Rams, 31 for the Seahawks. They came out with the victory after that one. But for me, what I saw in that game is I saw a Sam Darnold that threw for 350 yards, that threw for 3 touchdowns, that was able to effectively move his offense down the field. And I saw a Rams team that just couldn't make up for it, man. They couldn't make up for it the whole game. We thought the defense was going to do it. Nah, man. Offense said, we got this week. So, I don't know. What were your guys' takeaway from that matchup?
I mean, the defense still did come in clutch when they needed them, but I definitely agree. I didn't think it was going to be as much of a offensive heavy game for the Seahawks, but Sam Darnold did his thing. Jigba had 10 catches, 153 yards and a touchdown. Even K9 had 100 all-purpose yards, and he scored a touchdown. He was really clutch. And even though Stafford threw 374 yards, and he had 3 touchdowns as well, so it was a duel for sure. It was a back-and-forth offensive game. Puka had 9 catches, 165 yards and a touchdown. Like, that is just the two of the best receivers coming up. Just had some crazy game. So, aside from that, I say Tariq Woolen. I at a loss for words. Like, he would have honestly, if it was up to me, if they would have lost that game, he'd been cut the next day. Like, that's not only do you get the penalty that gives the ball back after you got a turnover on downs, then the next play you get burned on a touchdown. That is just bad. But yeah, that put the Rams back in the game. The Seahawks pretty much were cruising at that point. They would have got the ball back, and then Tariq did that. They scored a touchdown, and then all of a sudden it's a 4 game again. So that was insane. And then the last thing I had for this was Witherspoon, man. He made that big pass breakup at the last play of the game. He is honestly putting himself into a conversation of, I'm not even saying he is top 3, but I feel like you can make the argument for he's a top 3 corner nowadays because he was excellent last game. But aside from that, I mean, I had the Seahawks winning. I knew it was going to be a close game. And the Seahawks did just that. They grinded it out, and they won the game. So shout out to them, and shout out Darnold, because all he had to do, we thought that he was just going to be a game manager, and he honestly is a massive reason of why they won this game. So.
He was Uncle Rico out there, bro, throwing it over the mountain.
Sam definitely proved that he deserved to be in the Super Bowl this year, no doubt. The thing about it is the Seahawks won exactly how me and Dom thought it would be, but the way they got there is so much different than what we thought they were going to get there by. The things that they did in that game, they showed none of it against the Niners. All of it was run, all of it was defense, all of it was just dominance outside of the passing game. All of a sudden, you go up against the Niners, so you have to get in the shootout against Matt Stafford because he's throwing the ball 45 times a game. They're not really running the ball anymore. So you have to be able to throw the ball effectively, efficiently for all 4 quarters of the game, and that's exactly what he did. For that reason, my takeaways is mistakes on both sides. One, that Tariq Woolen play, the 2 plays back-to-back, those were really costly. That's because of everything that Dom said, like, exclamation point on that. It was just wrong play, wrong time, and then you get burned. That's unacceptable. Being cut, I don't know. Being taken out the game for the rest of the game, or being taken out for the rest of the game, I get that. But that drop fumble by the returner for the Rams, he made one of the biggest mistakes you can make. All you have to do is fair catch it and catch the ball. You throw your hand up, and then you trip over nothing. You trip over air, and you give the Seattle Seahawks the ball inside their own 10. That makes no sense. But Tariq Woolen, yeah, you give them the ball back with a chance to not only decrease your lead, you had a 2-possession lead. You were about to go get the ball back and get a 3-possession lead. In the middle of the third quarter, that's game for real, for real. So that's definitely a mistake. But the Rams, their main issues all season have been special teams. They fired their special teams coordinator earlier in the season because they had mistakes like this, and they knew they couldn't make mistakes like this in the playoffs, and they did. So
Yeah, and I mean that was how the cookie crumbled. You know what was it? Was it Brashard Smith that fumbled?
yeah,
That
Brashard Smith.
Rams.
Yeah,
Yeah, Brashard Smith. Unfortunate turn of events.
and he had a muffed one. He had one where he dropped it earlier in the game, but he picked it back up. Like it bounced back into his hands. And the commentator said it. It was like he had the perfect bounce because that one was going to be Seattle's ball. One of the next ones after that, he fumbled it.
I will say, I did say I was picking the Rams off vibes. Super Bowl tested, blase, blase, blah. But the Seahawks, they won up the people who were already Super Bowl tested.
Yeah, you're down one, Gabe.
So shout out to the Seattle Sea. You're right. You said you were keeping score.
You're
You did
down
say you were
one.
keeping score, Jerry. I like that. Let's keep it going, bro. But the Seattle Seahawks as a whole was really impressed by that game. Like Dom and Jerry just pinpointed. Sam Darnold incredibly impressive. JSN incredibly impressive. And this is a conversation I might have for another day as well. But I think it's possible JSN and Puka. I don't even know if this is. Okay, I have to say it's a little recency bias, but the way they were playing all season, there's a chance they overtook Jamar and Jets a little bit, maybe in that conversation for best receiver in the NFL. But stellar game that we saw there.
situations. Let's
I
have
know,
that.
I know,
Let's say
like,
that for another day.
I'm
Let's say that for another day.
I'm not going to. Okay, well, let's say Sam Darnold is JSN's quarterback.
Save it for another
We
day,
love Sam
man.
Darnold.
We
We
will
love
spend
Sam
10
Darnold.
minutes on this.
We love Sam Darnold, but JSN has the worst quarterback out of any. Okay, no, Jets does.
I was about to say JJ
I
McCarthy.
forgot
What are you
Jets
talking
got
about?
a dude with a noodle for an arm now. My fault. We got Patriots versus Broncos was the next conference championship game. That was out in the AFC. It was 10 for the Patriots, 7 for the Denver Broncos. That game was not very entertaining, if I'm going to be honest. But honestly, with how the snow was cooking out there, I don't blame them. I don't blame them for not having a crazy entertaining game, but that game really just came down to defense, and the Patriots defense did a little bit better. Denver struck first, actually. They scored in the first quarter in about the first 5 minutes, and then they didn't sniff any points for the rest of the game as the Patriots defense locked it down. So I don't know what, I guess, takeaways you guys have from this one either. There wasn't a lot to take away other than I feel like the Patriots won a Big Ten smash mouth football game, if you will, in the middle winter where you got 17 points on the board.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, the snow really didn't start till the second half, so they did just bomb the whole first half. I think it was
For real. We can't blame that on the snow.
7-3, I think, at halftime, if I'm not mistaken. But here's what I'll say. Patriots, they keep slipping by, man. This is like, they're winning games. They're winning games, so you can only say so much, but
You can't flip and slide to the Super Bowl, Tom.
yeah,
They kind of are, though.
it has been, though.
Kind of are.
I mean, Drake May, I have a lot of respect for Drake May, but 86 yards, I tell you what, he shows up and does that in Seattle, they'll lose by 50 next year.
Bad.
So, 86 yards, he did have a rushing touchdown, which ended up winning them the game, but he also got sacked 5 times.
Yeah.
So that has been a common theme with Drake May. He's been fumbling every once in a while, and it's not all the time, but he's been fumbling, and he's just been getting sacked a lot. I don't know if that's like his pocket awareness is just, or I mean, he's a young quarterback. I mean, there's going to be slips, especially with that, but he's also in the MVP running, so it's like there's kind of like both that side. Yeah, snow in the second half really messed that game up for sure. That Stidham fumble is pretty much what lost the Broncos game. I mean, because I'm pretty sure when the Patriots ended up scoring, or did they kick 3 there? I actually don't know.
Kick 3 with Borregales.
Okay.
Sure.
So at minimum, no one else scored. They score that touchdown at the end. They don't score any other points. Then you at least go to overtime. I mean, I feel like we kind of hit the nail on the head, all of us, for this game, as we knew it was going to be a very winnable game for the Broncos, and that it was. And they just couldn't get enough offensive firepower. And honestly, Stidham didn't play like so bad for being thrown into the flames. But definitely, if I'll tell you, if Bo Nix was out there, I think they would have won that game.
Yes, I would agree. And I think the
Yeah.
one thing we said as well was if the Broncos were to win this game, they had to play a perfect mistake-free football game. And that was literally that one fumble
Yeah.
was the difference. That was
No,
it.
the fumble and the interception. He threw an interception too.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say the last thing I got is Christian Gonzalez. He had a sack and he had a pick. He had the pick on Stidham,
Yes.
and he had a sack. That's another guy. I think he is probably top 3 corner as well in the competition. Me and Gabe were actually talking about this the other day. I think him and Spoon are actually very comparable. But yeah, it was a very good game for the Patriots defense once again. But they're going to have to pick it up scoring points because Seattle will do some nasty things to them if they don't.
Yeah, I feel like you're right on Spoon and Christian Gonzalez being similar. I mean, like nowadays the NFL wants a tall, lengthy receiver who's agile and has great hip movement, can keep up with these fast receivers nowadays. But my main takeaway is I get everybody wants to, I'll say shit on Sam Payton or Sean Payton because they really are shitting on Sean Payton. My goodness, why did I say that twice?
Oh, man. Oh, man.
They are really shitting on Sean Payton. There we go. Not kicking a field goal in the first quarter and, not going up by 10, not taking an early 10-0 lead. The thing about that is, yes, you didn't score points for the rest of the game. I think he knew that. I think, he knew that, my offense isn't going to have a whole lot of chances to get down here. My offense isn't going to have a lot of success in this game. I know that, especially in the second half when they start making adjustments. Let's go get another touchdown. Let's make sure that we build this lead, we build this momentum that we have right now, instead of just taking 3 and being cautious. I get it. You take 3, you get points. But you're in a coach's mindset with a backup quarterback, you got to take whatever you can. So I get it. My main thing is, if you a kicker and you see that your missed opportunity went by, you got to make every single kick from that point on, bro. You cannot miss any kicks at all whatsoever. I don't care about wind. I don't care about snow. Man, this has been a horrible time for the kickers that we needed, right? horrible. But nah, I mean, I get it. Like the snow came in, it was a factor. I get you missing kicks at the end of the game. I'm not worried about that. But you have a chance to go up 10-3 at half against a team who came out and scored. You are gonna tie it up to go to overtime essentially, and you missed the field goal. Wasn't even close. So missed field goal, missed opportunities. Your defense played great. Like we said, the Denver defense didn't give up a whole lot. Patriots defense ain't giving up a whole lot either, but you got to make your opportunities when you get them.
And then from that game as well, like I said, I think my overall take on this one too is kind of similar to Dom's. I think the Patriots kind of keep sneaking away. And I don't know. We'll see if they can do anything different in the Super Bowl in this upcoming matchup, which brings us into the next discussion. After we have a crappy Pro Bowl this upcoming week that nobody cares about and nobody's going to watch, we finally have the big granddaddy of them all, the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. And we got, in the Super Bowl, we got the Seattle Seahawks facing up against the New England Patriots. Now, we'll all give our takeaway from this one. We can take a little bit longer with this one, too. All started off, but I'm going to say, I think, how I see this game going is so first of all, where is the game being played again? Let me get a quick reminder.
I know it's out west. I think it's close.
No idea.
I think it's San Francisco, isn't it?
I think. I am not. Maybe you're. I think
Niners.
You are right because I just saw a post that said the Seahawks they found like
Santa Clara, California.
Santa Clara, exactly. Yep.
So that's San Fran.
Niners.
Yeah,
Niners.
left some cigars from the last game in that. And people were saying they're saving them for this next time around.
Oh, okay.
I asked that because I think playing in a dome versus not in a dome does matter. Niners are not in a dome. So that means that it's just going to be, it's not like, if the Patriots can run the ball better and play defense, do this and that, but they're, doesn't matter. They're not playing in a dome.
Yeah.
I think the grittier football team is going to win this football game. And to me, that's just easily the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, like we said, the Patriots have been kind of scraping and clawing all year. I
Yeah.
think when you really break down what these teams are great at and what they do well, on one side of things, you got the Patriots. They play defense incredibly well. I'd say the Seahawks do it better. You got a well coached team. Mike Vrabel might as well be a better head coach than McDonald, but McDonald has been doing amazing. You go down to quarterback play. The Patriots, they might have the guy that's better there too, theoretically. But I think when it all comes together and how they operate, I think the Seahawks just have a better defense. I think they have a much better receiving core and weapons on the offensive side of the ball overall. I think even on defense, the way the Patriots execute, the Seahawks still got more talent. They got more talent and they execute at just the same rate, if not better. And I just see the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl. I'm going to say by 2 touchdowns. I'm going to be honest. I think they might get them a little bit. I think they might get them by 10 points, 14 points. It might even get a little bit scary. I just don't see the Patriots bringing it as much as the Seahawks.
Yes, I agree with a lot of what you said. The one thing you did say, I think Mike McDonald and Vrabel are actually very comparable as head
For
coach.
sure.
It's honestly kind of a coin toss there of who you'd rather have. I think Vrabel is more of a guy you'll get behind because he's kind of that, he's been in the NFL and he's got that, he knows how to get guys riled up. So, but I think that McDonald is just such a wizard when it comes to calling plays, and he's
So
just
good.
he's a very smart guy. But I agree with you. I think the Seahawks are honestly going to blow the Patriots out. If they especially if they are going to play the way that they've been playing, I don't think it'll be good because that's, like we said, that Seahawks defense. That'll be, I mean, the Broncos Seahawks defense. I think the Broncos Seahawks and Patriots all have like comparable defenses. I think it'll be a similar thing to the Broncos defense, who they put up 10 points against. They could barely move the ball, and we just saw the Seahawks hang 31 on the Rams, which was something like we knew that they could do, but it would have to be at a very high executed clip. Yeah, I kind of see a very similar thing. I just think the Seahawks are better pretty much everywhere where it matters. I will say May is probably better than Darnold. Obviously, he's in the MVP run, but I could see Darnold having a much better game in another sense,
sure.
and it matters about who's better.
Sam has played a much better playoffs up to this point.
And that's what I meant, in suited for the playoffs, right?
That Seahawks team, the way they operate, they're just so complete. And when you put someone like Darnold in there, who is a very well-rounded, smart quarterback, I think he fits the mold there so perfectly. I see it similar to you, Gabe. I think that this is going to be a 14-plus victory for Seattle. I'm seeing maybe a 28-10 even, or like a 31-10, 31-14 type deal. I don't see the Patriots having enough weapons to hang in this one, honestly.
Before you go to Jerry, I got one more thing too. I thought about it when Dom was going, and I think it's true. I think the Patriots are not the best team that the Seahawks have played all year, but the Seahawks are the best team the Patriots have played all year. And that's a hard moment to come into in the Super Bowl, man.
I agree with what you guys are saying, except for the outcome, for real. Y'all, I think y'all giving too much credit or giving too much discredit to the Patriots and what they could do, bruh. Y'all don't understand. Mike Vrabel is gonna get them ready, and I understand they haven't played anybody. I understand that. You played a second string quarterback last week for your conference championship. I understand that, but going into that game, you have 2 weeks to prepare for a game plan, which, understandably so, you don't have the personnel to match up with, other than Christian Gonzalez. And I like Robert Spillane. I know you do too, Dom. He's very good. He's very good for us. But you don't have a whole lot of pieces in the secondary to match up with Shaheed and when Kenneth Walker gets going. I understand that, but you also have a team that knows how to win. It knows how to win in any situation, whether down or not. They don't give up at all. Like, Drake May is always going to be in a position to where he's going to be on that sideline, lead his team, make sure that everybody knows what they're doing. The offensive line is really good. And Travion Henderson, Ramondre Stevenson, they haven't been playing the best. I get it. They probably won't. They've been playing poop. They have. They have been playing poop, and they probably will continue to play poop if they don't change the game plan. They gotta get these guys on screens. They gotta get these guys more involved in the game because right now you can't get much on the ground the way you run it right now. It's just not enough space, and the Seahawks right now are just too fast for you. But the thing is, they don't give up a whole bunch of. They don't make a whole bunch of mistakes outside of Drake May. Drake May is a younger quarterback. You know, you can't catch him slipping at times. Outside of that, they're not going to make a whole bunch of mistakes. They're not going to just give up easy touchdowns on defense either. They're going to stop the running game. Kenneth Walker probably ain't going to have the game that he had against the Rams because the Rams, you know, we talked about the Rams front seven. They ain't the best. So I don't think Kenneth Walker is going to have the best game. Shaheed could go off. I see that being the X factor in this game just because everybody's going to be focused on JSN. Like, I get it. Christian Gonzalez is going to be following him probably, which he should. You need somebody else for JSN too. Like, you need an overtime corner. You need a nickel corner. Overtop safety, you need a nickel corner to make sure you got an extra set of eyes on him. Shaheed is going to run right past you one of those times, and I get it. The Patriots is going to keep it close, though. The Patriots is going to make sure that they do everything in their power to at least keep it a 7-point game. I don't expect them to win, but I don't think they're going to get blown out. Like, I think that's a little crazy. I think that's a little disrespectful to the AFC champions.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of see the Patriots kind of similar to like when the Seahawks played the Niners a few weeks ago. I'm not saying it's gonna get that bad.
No,
I'm not saying it's gonna get that bad.
No.
But that's kind of like
So, like, I feel like the Niners are better than the Patriots, bro. Like,
no. The Niners.
Let's get it started.
Serious. Stop
Let's
it.
get it started. Let's get it started.
Played the best.
Everybody plus George Kittle in that game, bro. You can't say that.
5, and they had to play the Rams and the Seahawks.
Like the
You
Niners
have
have beat the
amazing
Seahawks
players.
this
You have
year
Christian
before,
McCaffrey.
didn't they?
Like,
You
are
have
the Steelers
Christian
one of the best?
McCaffrey. You have
Patriots
George
to
Kittle
beat?
most of the time. What are you talking about? What are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't dislike the Patriots, but they are not a Super Bowl team, bro. Let's be honest.
And I completely understand that. I don't think
And the
they're going to win.
Seahawks are.
I don't think they're going to win. I don't think they're going to get blown out, though. Like, if we being real, I think it's going to be more like the Rams-Seahawks game. Not going to be as high as scoring. I probably think it's going to be like 21-24, 27-24, something like that. But, bro, you can't tell me that the Patriots just going to go out there and be poo.
Bro, like, don't make me get the belt.
Don't get the belt.
You
Go get it.
will be so
I don't know.
wanted to get the belt. I ain't gonna fake Dom. If 2 weeks
Can we
go,
get a pre-belt? Can we get a pre-BTA? But
why are
two
we getting a pre-BTA, bro? I ain't never heard of a pre-BTA.
A pre-BTA.
I ain't never heard of a pre.
I think we need a pre-BTA. We need a pre-BTA.
Hey, that's wrong.
That's that pre-BTA.
How you gonna pre-do it, bro? That's 2 weeks early.
Because
How
what
you
we're
gonna
saying,
send it in the mail? You gonna
Gary,
ship
I
it
feel
to
like
them? What we doing?
I think where me and Dom are at versus where you're at is you're seeing what our statement is as disrespect to the Patriots, but it's not. They're just not as good as
A
the
little
Seattle
bit, it
Seahawks.
is. We got
That's not-
31
they're just not
thrown
as
out
good.
there. Like,
I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. I don't see it, man.
it's fine. You could be blind. You could be blind. It's
said-
all good.
The Patriots made the Super Bowl by the grace of God. Okay, they made the Super Bowl by the grace of God. God likes the Patriots apparently, and it just happened that way. Now I don't see the Patriots beating the Seahawks unless there's a significant natural disaster at the
I
stadium.
don't either. Don't get me wong. I don't either. I don't think they're just gonna go get
Sam
shit on.
Darnold's
Though. Like, I don't think they're gonna go and let up
pieces.
a 20 point deficit or whatever. Like, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well,
He
well,
beat worse Steelers.
Hey, that was funny. Hey,
I'm-
you had that belt ready, dog, didn't you? You had
I
that
had to
belt
find-
ready. That was fast. I never seen a belt come out that My mama
He
ain't
gave
put
it-
out a belt that fast, bruh.
bro, he pulled Jerry. He pulled the belt out like Rico from Madagascar. You know, he just pull stuff out of his mouth and he just be like, "All right, I got it, bro."
Hey, bro, it
That
was
was
a
how
quick
he just
draw,
pulled the
bruh. It was
belts
a
out.
quick draw.
All right, so other
It was a quick draw. He was out Western like
Quick draw.
I got it right here. Quick draw.
fastest hands in the West.